Hi, I'm Rebecca Harris and welcome to this edition of Faces and Places. Today we are visiting the Phenix City, Russell County Convention and Visitors Bureau. Is that right?
That is correct.
It's a big, long title here. And we are at the Phenix City, Russell County Chamber of Commerce building, which is located on Broad Street here in Phenix City. And for those of you who've never popped in to visit, I would encourage you to do so because this is where you get the information about what's going on in Phenix City. So that is why we're here today visiting with Lucas Brown. And I wanted to stop in the office first before we go take a little tour of the Riverwalk and just find out a little bit more about Lucas, because that's what we do on Faces and Places. We like to introduce our audience to the new people that are working here in Phenix City.
Yeah.
So Lucas, thank you for having me here in your office today.
Sure.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm from a small town that's just south of Rome, Georgia. It's called Cave Spring. It's a town of about 750 people, one red light. And let's say then after I went off to college, I went to the University of Georgia. And while I was there, I started working for Whitewater Express, who's the outfitter for the river park here. And that after I graduated, it kind of spawned into working out of their Atlanta headquarters, and then I was the operations director here for the first 2.5 years.
All right. So what made you decide that you wanted to work and stay here in Phenix City?
I really like the area. I think there's a lot of good things going on. Phenix on both sides of the river, and I've been really impressed with the area as a whole. I think that both Phenix City and Columbus, Russell County, they really have a unique opportunity, and it seems like we're really starting to embrace it.
Well, I've just really been amazed at how you've just jumped into the community. We've had you working alongside of us at the food trucks events and coming to the concerts and supporting all the things that we do in Parks and Recreation and other divisions in the city. So I want to thank you in advance for everything that you've done so far, and you help us to promote our things going on here in Phenix City. So thank you for taking time to do that.
Sure. I mean, the whole idea of having a Convention and Visitors Bureau is to grow the number of heads and beds and hotels, and that's how this office is funded, is from the hotel motel tax. And so anytime we can have more people visit the area and stay the night, that's our objective. And so far we're doing pretty well.
So have you seen an increase in the people staying here and visiting Phenix City?
Year over year, we've increased every month, except February we were down about one night's worth, and that was because it was a leap year last year.
Well, I'm real happy to know that.
We're up about 8 to 9% for the year.
Mm-hmm. Well, in the spring, we particularly see a lot of people visiting with the spring break people, and people coming to check out Whitewater because the weather's finally getting ready for it. And this past weekend, I was at Riverfest, and it was just so exciting to see so many people here in the area. And I was very excited to see so many people that came over to Phenix City and walked up and down our beautiful Riverwalk and checked out Whitewater and played disc golf and did so many things. We're going to go down there in just a little while and see all of that. But I want to know a little bit more about you, Lucas. What is your background in tourism?
Yeah, so when we opened the Whitewater course here, there was definitely while I was the operations director, there was a good bit of sales component to the job. Encouraging mostly large groups, Boy Scouts, youth groups, and that kind of thing, to come and visit, go rafting, go zipline, and stay the night. After I left Whitewater, I was just kind of ready for a change, and I started working for B&B Beverages, the Budweiser distributor over in Columbus. And I did that for about 1.5 years, and that was strictly a sales position. After that, I actually applied for this position when they first started, and I was second place. And so I went to work for Ram Hotels, being a director of sales for the Hampton that's out on 431. And I did that for about 4 months, and then we had a change here, and it opened back up, and here I am. So I do feel like that the specifically the 4 months that I spent with RAM and learning to sell hotel rooms has benefited me in this position tremendously. I don't know that I could be as successful as I have been and will be without that training.
I think you have a true understanding of how that impacts the community.
Yeah, because while our mission is to sell more hotel rooms, you can't specifically just focus on that, right? I mean, you have to help develop the culture of the community and make it attractive for people to visit, not just go out and after big groups and stuff to come. But while that's the major component, developing the culture and that kind of thing is very important as well.
Right. So, we have so much going on here in Phenix City. Do you have a website that you could share with us?
Yeah, definitely our Facebook page is probably the best, which is Visit Phenix City. And then our website is the same. It's visitphenixcity.com.
All right. Well, you've done an excellent job with your social media, and I want to thank you again for supporting us the way that you do.
Sure.
So we're going to go and leave the office now and take a little stroll down the Riverwalk. So y'all stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
There are moments in life when you should only worry about one thing, more than your car, more than your house. There are moments in life when you should really only worry about one thing, living them. That's why State Farm is here, so you can enjoy moments like this, worry-free.
Call State Farm Agent Carol Perdue at 334-298-2300 to protect what matters.
The Optical Shop. Enjoy the view.
And like I said a little earlier, we're coming down to the Phenix City Riverwalk today for a little tour. And Lucas, who is the director of the tourism department, Lucas Brown, in case you didn't see him a little earlier, is here with us. And I told him I want him to just take us on a tour of the Riverwalk. Just like you're a tourist, you'd be able to see and find out what's going on down here at the Riverwalk. There's always something happening. So we're starting our little tour right here at the Phenix City Amphitheater. Right. We're on the back side of the amphitheater, which backs up to the Chattahoochee River. And even today, we've got people fishing out here. It's such a beautiful, beautiful spot. We've got concerts and all kinds of things going on. So Lucas, tell our audience about the Phenix City Amphitheater.
Yeah, so the amphitheater is it's very important to Phenix City, economic development wise, hotel room wise. We definitely see an increase in in hotel nights as opposed to an average night when we do have a concert here. And then from the amphitheater and the Riverwalk, Whitewater Express has built a disc golf course. You can see we're expanding the zip line up here that's going to cross back across the river. And so, the amphitheater, zip line, everything that's happening right here is just great for tourism and it's great for Phenix City.
Well, we have a summer concert series that we do here every year, and it's so exciting to me to take the phone calls from people calling and wanting to know about the amphitheater. They see it on the website, but they don't really appreciate it until they get here and see how beautiful it is. And even all the acts that come down here and perform are just so enamored by seeing the amphitheater. When the sun goes down, the stars come out to play is our slogan. And it's the truth.
Having the backdrop with raft trips coming through, people zip lining, sunset, and the Columbus skyline. It's just, I don't know. I haven't been to very many venues that I think look better.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. And Phenix City is such a friendly place. A lot of our acts that come here to perform at the amphitheater want to come back because they enjoyed their visit here so much because we have such wonderful people here in Phenix City. So some of the acts that we're going to have this year is we had Chris Jansen, Atlanta Rhythm Section. We're going to have Head Games, which is a foreigner tribute band, and we're going to have of course our big 4th of July celebration that we have every year, where we have thousands of people on the Riverwalk. Yeah. And then we have this fabulous fireworks show, and then we're going to have our finale is Masters of Soul, which is a Motown review band that's just so much fun. So we hope y'all make plans to come down and visit the Phenix City Amphitheater. So Lucas, how about taking us on another tour of the Riverwalk
Yeah,
here and let's see a little more.
We'll walk on up the Riverwalk and look at some of the progress that we've done up here. We're here just another 25, 30 yards or so from where we were before. There's some construction going on, and that construction is the expansion of the zip line. The original zip line, the large tower starts over in Columbus and you zip over to Phenix City, and what we're building here is going to allow us to do a continuous zip all the way in it'll be a big square. You can zip from Alabama to Georgia, Georgia to Alabama, and we're also extending the part that goes through the canopy just down the Riverwalk a little farther.
So how many people do you see participating in the zip line?
I think they do between 10 and 20,000 a year, and I believe that with the extension of the zip line, I could see it being a 20% increase in ridership. So just a short distance from where we just were, there's the Alabama takeout and boat ramp. So the development of this was in 2014, and it allows the outfitter that's operating on the river park to both put in Phenix City as well as take out, so you're not having to cross the state line.
So Lucas, the bridge that we're on right now is called the Holland Creek Bridge, right? And I know that you said that the zip line is going to be connected, so can you tell us how that's going to affect the bridge area?
Oh yeah, up above the bridge there'll be a set of parallel zips that are going to go from the expansion of the canopy area, which already exists down there, but it's going to extend to where you zip all the way over to the tower that we just saw where they're building.
Well, one thing that I like about it is that the construction of the zip line has not really affected the aesthetics down here so much, because we try to make everything look natural. One thing that people enjoy so much about the Phenix City side of the Riverwalk is that everything is so natural down here.
I agree with that 100%. I think there's been a lot of efforts made to not cut down any of the trees and to actually use the trees as part of the zipline course. And even with the disc golf course, which has actually been really popular, they try to make it blend in.
Right. Well, it's absolutely beautiful down here, and we've had a lot of things going on down here.
All right, so from here you can actually see where the zip line currently ends, and part of the expansion is more of the canopy tour section of the zip line. So there'll be a couple additional towers here, and then you're going to have a platform around 40-45 feet up in this tree, and that's what's going to allow you to zip to the next large tower and then over to Columbus.
Well, that sounds like fun. If I was new in town and I wanted to come and do the zip line, what would I need to do to be able to do that?
So you want to go to Whitewater, Alabama's outpost. It's over there just on Whitewater Avenue, across from Troy in the Marriott Courtyard. And you just go in there and check in. I know they do prefer to make reservations, which you can do online at whitewateralabama.com. There's a link there from our website and Facebook page as well. And make a reservation, and then they do the rest for you.
Do you know what hours people are allowed to do it?
They're typically 9 to 5, and they do stagger them. I don't remember exactly what times, but I think the first one's at 9.
And they take groups, right?
Oh yeah, they can do 30, 40 people at a time.
Wow, well it sounds like fun. I haven't done it yet, so if I decide to do it, are you going to do it with me?
Oh, of course. I've done it 100 times, so we'll do it again.
All right, well I'm excited about that, and we're going to take a little bit more of a tour of the Riverwalk. There's even more to see.
If you're in the market for any backyard structure, shop McGuires Buildings for the guaranteed best portable buildings with the best warranty in the business. We also have gazebos, greenhouses, all-steel carports, garages, and utility trailers. At McGuires Buildings, you'll never feel pressured into a deal. Just great quality and friendly service from a family that's been in the business longer than anyone in the area. Delivered or built on site, purchased or rent to own. McGuires Buildings, 280 Bypass in Phenix City, Newnan, Georgia, and their new location on Veterans Parkway at Gray Rock Road in North Columbus, or online at McGuiresBuildings.com.
So we're here at the landing of the first tower, which currently you got to start over in Columbus. Coming here and depending on how much you weigh, you can be coming in about 55 miles an hour. But there's a nice braking system that makes for a pretty easy stop. And then you have the ropes course here. It's a two-level 12-element kind of obstacle course up in the sky before you zip on down to that tower we looked at earlier. Just a really nice addition to the zip line. It allows for there to be more options than just people going zip lining.
Mm-hmm. This is really neat.
Yeah, oh yeah, it definitely is. It's a lot of fun to do too. And like we talked about earlier, the disc golf course comes right up through here, and we're starting to get into the last few rapids of the river park. So as far as the tourism goes, this kind of stuff is what makes it happen.
And people can do this year round.
Year round, yeah.
That's right.
Whitewater Express is open 364 days a year.
Even if the river is really, really cold, they can still come.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is one of my favorite spots on the Riverwalk. I love this little circular area, and we have so many people that come here and take pictures for weddings and after the prom. And it's just an absolutely beautiful, beautiful place. And you can get a good view of the river, the amphitheater, whitewater, and everything from this little spot right here. Can you tell me a little bit more about whitewater rafting and what they had to do to the river to sort of rearrange things so we could make these courses happen?
Yeah, definitely. So people that have lived here for a while remember that the old Eagle and Phenix Dam, went across right here, and they actually took out the City Mills Dam prior to that, and that created a Class 3 rapid called Gooder and Grits because of the good old grist mill that's up there.
Okay.
And then they came on down. The farthest rapids you can see up underneath the right past the 14th Street Bridge, the pedestrian bridge. That one's Pemberton Falls, and right now we're at a lower water level. And so they would run what they call a classic trip, which is a little milder. But Pemberton's is actually my favorite rapid out of the high and low water rapids. It's the most technical, and people that get into whitewater, it's a really good rapid for practicing and stuff. Come on down and you see cut bait here. It doesn't look like much right now, but in the afternoons generally when the river, this is about 800 cubic feet per second of water. In the afternoons it gets up to 13,000 cubic feet per second, so that's about 14 times the amount of water. So you can imagine how different it looks, and cut bait is one of the largest rapids in the southeast. It's very safe as far as Class 4, Class 5 rapids go, but it's definitely very hard and very big. And then over on the Georgia side, you'll see the wave shaper. The wave shaper is just what it's called. They can actually they have hydraulic fins underneath the river there, and they can move it to adjust the wave to do different whitewater activities on it.
Wow. So when people book their whitewater experience, do they do it at a certain time of the day according to the course or how
yeah,
the water
so the way it works is typically Georgia Alabama Power will do a release in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. So you go from the base flow like this to usually around 3 or 4 o'clock. That's when the bigger water starts to come, and so they call the bigger water trip the challenge trip, and that's in 3, 4, 5 o'clock.
Do you have any idea how many people have done whitewater rafting since we opened?
So in 2013 when we opened, we thought we would do about 8,000. We ended up doing a little over 16,000.
Wow.
And it's grown every year since then. We're well over 100,000 people now.
I know it's very exciting to me as we do a lot of traveling to see the commercials and to see things in magazines about our very own whitewater rafting.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you think of 5 years, that's 100,000 people that actually participated, plus their families that they bring with them.
Right.
So it's had a a dramatic impact on the economy of Phenix City as well as Columbus.
And again, would you please tell our audience, if people want to do whitewater rafting, what do you need to do to sign up?
You want to go to whitewateralabama.com, and they'll have all the different zipline whitewater rafting trips that are available right there. Or you can just stop in the store. It's over on Whitewater Avenue, across from Troy State Riverfront campus and the Marriott.
That's cool. Well, another thing that we have been doing here on the Riverwalk is we've been having food truck Fridays on the first Friday of every month. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the Phenix City First Friday event has it's been going really well. The next time will be our fourth time doing it this year. We're in partnership with Stomping Grounds Food Truck Festival. They're there. Chattahoochee and the First Friday Art Walk. We're in partnership with them. Phenix City Parks and Rec, Economic Development, and the Tourism Department are all kind of come together to put on what's turned out to be a really nice event. I think it's good for good for the city and good for that culture we talked about developing earlier.
We even had the Travel Channel come here
right.
and film a show about the food trucks. It's so exciting to know that we've got so much stuff going on here that we're getting national attention. So I'm very, very proud of that. And Lucas, in closing, is there anything else that you would like to invite people to come out and do here on the Riverwalk?
Yeah, I mean, there was a study done about a few months ago that said people who travel to this area, the Riverwalk is actually one of the most attractive things to do. We all are under the assumption that it would be zipline and whitewater rafting, and while those were very high, people tend to just like to walk along the river.
Yes.
And we've got several miles that goes up to one of the larger rapids upstream, and then, like we said, into the amphitheater.
Well, it's absolutely beautiful, and we see people walking, pushing baby strollers, and we see people riding bicycles, walking their dogs, and just coming out and enjoying it. And there's not a single place on the Riverwalk that's just not absolutely breathtaking. So we want to invite you to come on out and see the Phenix City Riverwalk if you have not been here before. And if you have any questions about anything that's going on in the area, I'm sure Lucas would be happy to talk to you about it. He has some brochures in his office that he can give you, or you can go online to their website. Tell us again your website.
It's visitphenixcity.com, and then Facebook is the same name, Visit Phenix City. But definitely feel free to stop in the office. I'd love to chat with anybody about what we have to offer here.
Well, Lucas, thank you,
Rebecca,
for being my guest today.
Anytime.
And I want to thank you all for allowing us to come into your homes today and talk to you about what's going on in Phenix City. And Lucas, again, Lucas Brown, thank you for joining us on Faces and Places, where you never know whose face you'll see or which place will be.